This will be the best porn quitting advice video you've ever seen on the internet. It'll be the most helpful, okay? The tips you've never seen before, they'll just help you quit, okay? I quit porn at 19 after a 6-year addiction. I quit younger than literally 99% of people, all right? I was only able to quit when I knew these tips. So number one, the most effective way to overcome porn urges, okay? What is it? Is it meditating? Nope. Is it using willpower? No, because your willpower drains. So if you try and resist porn for half an hour, your willpower's gone from there to there. So what happens now? You've got no discipline or willpower left. So you relapse because you've got no discipline left. And what happens after you've relapsed? Your discipline stays there. Your willpower stays there for the rest of the day. So the chance of you jacking off another 3 times is so much higher. The chance of you scrolling, eating pizza, doing whatever is so much higher because you've run out of willpower. It runs out, okay? So that is not the most effective way. So what is it? What am I meant to do? The most effective way to overcome urges, this is for morning, afternoon, okay? I'll tell you how to do it before bed. But for the morning and afternoon is action. Raw, solid action is the most effective way to overcome urges, right? So let's imagine you wake up, right? You're used to watching porn in bed, okay? In the morning, in your same room, and you wake up and you want to watch porn. Do you know what the most retarded thing you could do is? Stay in bed, because your brain's thinking, oh, he's in bed. Oh, it's morning. He's kind of horny. He wants to watch porn. Cool. So you know what your brain's going to do? It's going to help you. It's going to make you more horny, give you an erection, put mental fantasies in your brain. It's not doing it to, be, not on your side. It's trying to help you. It thinks you want to watch porn because you're staying in bed. So you can't blame your brain here. It's trying to help you out. Point is, staying in bed is the worst thing you can do. So what do? Action. You get up and move. Okay? You go for a walk. Do you know what the powerful thing about that is? Before you've even put your shoes on to leave, I'm talking 30, 60 seconds later, yeah, after leaving the bed, the urge is 90% gone. The erection is gone. Why? Because by moving away, you're telling your brain, hey brain, I'm not watching porn right now. I'm not in bed. I'm going for a walk. Think I'm going to watch it out there? No. Your brain's like, fair enough, all right. Oh, he's going to the gym. Let's give him some testosterone, give him some energy so he can, perform better. And that's it. It's going to take away your erection. Your brain is not on, it's on your side. If you let it, you can only let it by getting up and moving. You can't just say out loud when you're in bed, I don't want to watch it right now, thank you. Your brain doesn't understand, okay? Just see it as getting up and moving is the only way to communicate with your brain, you're not watching porn right now. Then go for a walk, go to the gym, okay? Use that energy somewhere else, okay? Because you got to use it somewhere, because you're going to come back home and you might get the urge again if you've not used the energy up. So go for a walk, a run, to the gym, and by the time you come back, the energy's been used up, okay? You've told your brain you're not watching it, you've used the energy up, so the chance of you watching porn is so much just slimmer, right? That's the best way to overcome urges throughout the day. But with me, I always struggled before bed. I had to watch it before bed. I told myself, how am I supposed to fall asleep? I'm not going to be tired otherwise, I've got so much, I'm not even tired. Like, what do you mean don't watch porn? This was the hardest time. This is why my addiction was so long, okay? It was the hardest time to resist porn before bed, okay? Because I'd resist it throughout the whole day. I'd probably use my willpower up and I needed to watch it before bed. So how did I overcome this? Well, the reason I was so addicted before bed is because I told my brain that I needed to watch it in order to fall asleep, which is obviously stupid. No, you don't. Well, what's going to happen if you don't? You're going to die? No. Okay, but I told my brain that and I believed it. And I was, I can't fall, I'll just be up all night uncomfortable if I don't watch porn, which is obviously ridiculous. But I told myself a lie in order to make myself watch porn. So, to overcome this, I just did the opposite. I told my brain, if you don't watch porn, if you retain your seed whilst you go to bed, you'll have the deepest, the best sleep of your life. It might take an extra 10 minutes to fall asleep, who cares, right? If that, I'll have the most deepest, best sleep of my life because I've got my energy, got my testosterone. I don't feel like a loser. I'll wake up feeling great, full of energy, testosterone, motivation, desire, confidence, no anxiety, no shame, no guilt, right? I'll feel great. I've got my seed retained, the power that God has given me, still in me. I don't think back to the night before thinking, oh, what a loser that guy was. Why didn't you just go to sleep? Well, what's the point? You're sleep deprived now. You got no energy. You feel shameful. You can't even look at someone in the eye because you jacked off last night. Just tell yourself all these things, which are true, okay? But just amplify it. Just say, you'll have the best sleep in years if you don't watch porn. That's just how it works, right? It's just science. Even if it's not true, just tell yourself that. Convince yourself of that. Retaining your seed is good for you, which it is, right? Just tell yourself whatever lie you need to tell yourself. because that's what I did, but I did it in the opposite way. I said, I need to watch porn before bed or else I can't sleep, which is obviously negative. That's going to lead me to watching porn more. But I did the opposite, saying if I retain my seed, I'll feel great, best sleep ever, confidence, all this stuff. And my brain believed that, okay? So it was a lot easier to resist it before bed. Now, it was still hard. The first night was the hardest because the first night is just proving to your brain nothing bad's going to happen if you don't watch it. Because if you've done it every single night before bed 1,000 times in a row, your brain thinks you need to do it. And if you don't do it one day, your brain's going to start panicking a bit, thinking something bad's going to happen. But after the first night, okay, of convincing yourself you don't need it, that's the hardest night done. Because now your brain knows, oh, nothing bad happened. Then the second night will come. It's still going to be difficult, but it's going to be so much easier because your brain now knows nothing bad's going to happen. It's a bit uncomfortable, but I did actually feel good when I woke up and I can do it. Okay, so the first night is always the hardest. Just remember that. And just mentally hack your brain. That's what I like to say. Hack your brain into believing retaining your seed before bed is the best thing literally for your health you can do. And you'll wake up in the morning feeling great and proud of yourself. Now, another tip I'll give, right? Controversial, some may say, but I don't care. I've quit, they haven't. Is don't just quit porn cold turkey. Okay, I've spoken about this many times, right? Just taper it down. Don't go from doing it 3 times a day to 0. Okay, just taper it down gradually. That's not the tip. That's just an extra one that, you know, involves this. The tip I'm going to give you is watch less extreme videos, right? So when you're trying to quit, right, if you're really addicted, you're probably watching the most extreme videos on there because that's the only thing that stimulates you. Because when you first started years ago, you could just look at a picture and it was enough. But now our brains were fried from porn, yours probably still is, that you need the most stimulating thing possible to feel anything, okay? Now, the videos you're watching are the most destructive, okay? I'll explain in the next step why. But obviously, watching extreme dopamine, you know, loads of just, well, it's just too extreme, right? It's just frying your brain. Watching that compared to watching just a video on Instagram, let's say, is so much better. You're still jacking off like a loser, fine. But this, I'd so much rather you do this, okay? It's so much better because this one is frying your brain, making you feel like a loser, right? And it's just the worst thing you can do. So don't just go from that to that. What I'm saying, the reason I brought up watching it less and less is taper down how extreme you watch it. So if you're watching, you know, 10 out of 10 extreme, okay? Do that for a week. Then next week, watch 9 out of 10. We're not going to 0, like the most tame videos ever. Slightly, still very extreme, but it's less extreme than the week before. Then within a few months, a few weeks of doing this maybe, you'll be at the point where you'll be able to watch girl on girl, one girl, a video on Instagram, a picture on Instagram. And at that point, your addiction is so much better and more manageable than watching extreme porn. Because now your brain is healed. Even though you're still watching it, maybe the same amount, your brain is so much more healed. So just watch less extreme porn each and every time. Just remember, the extremity of the porn you're watching now, never watch that again, okay? Maybe tonight, watch slightly less extreme, less, okay? And never go back to that ever again. Now, the last point I will make is why do you want to quit porn? Other than the confidence, not feeling like a loser, no anxiety, motivation, desire, testosterone, everything you get from quitting. If you need another reason, it's this. Watching porn turns you into a cuck, a C-U-C-K. A cuck is when a man enjoys watching his wife, you know, the woman he loves, the woman that loves him back, be sexual with another man, yeah? It's disgusting. You can look it up if you don't believe me. That's what happens when you watch too much porn. To put it into a visual, if you've been to a hotel room, there's always a chair in the corner. It's facing the bed. It's kind of weird. The cook would sit in that chair with his wife on the bed with another man, doing sexual things whilst he watches, okay? If you think I'm a weirdo for saying this, I don't blame you. It's just the truth. It's what happens when you watch too much porn. Why? Well, what is porn? It is you in the corner, like a loser, watching through a screen, jacking off to a girl you'd love to be with another man. What? It's not only is it making you into a cook, it's a bit gay, right? It's gay and weird. But this is the point is you be a cook because you're telling your brain each time you watch porn, the thousands of hours you've watched it, every time you're telling your brain, oh, we're obviously not good enough to be involved. Your brain's thinking, oh, well, if we were good enough to have sex with her, we would be, but we're obviously not. So we just get to watch because we're the beta males, as some would say. Okay, back in the tribal days, when you know they had the village leader, he'd get all the women. He would be the alpha. Okay, and then the betas, because they were losers, they were weak, whatever, would have to watch, right? Because they couldn't get any sexual access, so they just jacked off because They were betas, they knew their place, and they just accepted being a loser. You're doing the same thing voluntarily. Okay, no one told you can't get that girl, but you told yourself, oh yeah, I clearly can't because my self-esteem's in the bin. So I'll just watch. Oh, I enjoy watching anyway. I don't even want to be involved. You'll tell yourself all this bullshit because you're just convincing your brain that you're not good enough to be involved. And then when you finally get a wife, yeah, the woman that's literally decided to be with you forever, your brain will still think you don't deserve to be with her. That she'll want to be with someone else. And then when you get that thought, it might be over for you. I'll be honest. I don't know how to come back from that. I've never got to that point, obviously. Thank God I never became a cook. But just remember, each time you watch porn, you're getting closer and closer to that. Not only does it turn you into a cook, it's gay, and it just destroys your self-esteem. Imagine telling yourself you're not good enough to be with a woman, so you have to watch in the background like a loser, not involved. That is probably the worst thing that can happen to you when you watch porn. So always remember that in the back of your mind when you're quitting. On them hard days where you really want to watch it, just remember, do not be a cook. Okay? I hope this video helped. In any way, if it did, subscribe and goodbye. By the way, no pressure, but the link under this video is my paid porn quitting course. It's just got all the tips I could possibly think of to give you. It'll help you quit faster than literally anyone, even faster than my free videos. It supports me, it supports you, and it's cheap. So if you're interested, check it out.